Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and this is my second time doing this video because the first time I did not record it. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is December 18th, 2018. Let me give a shout out to my man John LTC for that song request. I've been getting a lot of Kanye West joints. I'm loving it though. Kanye West, we don't care. Love this joint. What's going on, people? Hope you guys are doing all right today. Second time around, like I said, but we're gonna do it again and do it better this time. It's all good. But today we are going to be talking about Bitcoin and this whole movement of proof of keys. If you guys haven't heard, it's not new. It's been out for a couple, I think about a week or so. This whole campaign, maybe even longer, but we're getting closer to it, so I thought I would go ahead and highlight what's going on with this campaign, proof of keys. Trace Mayer, I think, is behind this. He wants everyone to get their coins off of these exchanges, to force their hand, make sure they have all of the coins that they say they do. I'm loving it. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to look at the pros and cons, if there are any cons as far as negative effects from doing this from a price perspective. There's some interesting thoughts about how this may actually boost the price of cryptocurrencies. So we'll take a look at that. The second article is out of CryptoVest, and it's about EOS, people. EOS, and I forgot to mention this yesterday, but EOS is up over the last 7 days like 38%, 35%. Crazy. We're going to take a look at that. I've always said that, you know, the reason why EOS has held its gains, as far as it's actually lost the least amount percentage wise this year, from, as if you look at the top 10 cryptocurrencies, it's lost the least amount percentage wise. And I think the reason is because it actually has a solid business model and a solid use case. And we'll take a look at this article that kind of goes over that. I know there's a lot of FUD that has been going around all year and even last year about this project, and I think most of that FUD is out of fear of its capabilities. In my opinion, it's already trumping Bitcoin and Ethereum in transactions, and this article actually touches on that. So we'll take a look at that. Let's go ahead and look at that market cap though. We're sitting at $114 billion, just shy actually of 115. We got to break that 115, people. We got to get to like 116 for me to feel even more bullish about where we're at right now in the space. I'm gonna bring up this chart. As you can see, we're just right around 115 right now. We got to break this last high of 115.7068. Let's try to do that. I think we should. We got a little double top thing going on here, but it looks like we're moving back up again to try to score that point. So we'll see what happens there. If we do, that'll be great. That'll be definitely really good bullish sign for the crypto space. Would definitely, for me would show a bottom possibly forming in the crypto game. Again, EOS up 37% in 7 days. Best performer of the top 10 coins, and it's not by mistake, people. We're going to take a look at that. Let's first take a look at that chart, Bitcoin chart. Look at that. I drew this line before we touched here. I drew this line when we had just broken up here, and look, we touched it right there. That's confirmation that line was drawn properly. Looking good. You know, we're kind of bumping up against this line right here, which is probably forming like that. So we should see a breakout to the upside from that move, hopefully, because again, we gotta get above here. This is where we have to score a point. This area, we score a point here, we may, you know, make a nice rally up, and then we'll come back down and possibly test this line here, somewhere out here. You know, we extend this line out like that. We'll probably come up and then come back down here, something like that. But that's where we are right now. Looking good, looking very bullish. We're still long in our algorithm. You guys can sign up. The link is in the description below. But yeah, this is looking good, and we're up about, looks like, let's see here, we're up about 9.5%. So again, with leverage trading, you can take with $500, guys, you can, you know, put margin requirement up, maybe I would say 250 bucks margin, to trade $10,000, and you would be up $950. So you would be up your whole account, or actually just shy of your whole account, if you had $500 in your account and you were trading it. This would have you double your money, and of course you go up from there if you got 1,000, 2,000, so on and so forth. But that's the power of leverage used properly, and we do that with this algorithm. Keep our losses at a minimum and let the winning trades play out. We took 30% profit here, and then we took another 30% profit at 35-30 area near the top here, and so we'll just let this play out. Hopefully it'll blow above this area, this resistance area, and we'll just let the algo close out the rest of the position. But looking good, people, looking good. Again, sign up, cryptoblood.io, and you'll see the graphic right there on the homepage. Let's get to that first article. Crypto briefing. A Bitcoin group is organizing a run on exchanges. It says here the Greek Bitcoin advocate Andreas Antonopoulos is famous for coining the phrase, "Not your keys, not your Bitcoin." Users in possession of their private keys can keep their digital assets secure and, just as importantly, under their control. Now a new movement wants the sector to remember that what cryptocurrencies are supposed to be all about by carrying out an event described as the ultimate stress test. If successful, it may pose a solvency risk for some cryptocurrency exchanges. A Bitcoin community group is encouraging investors to temporarily remove all of their assets from any and all third-party exchanges. It's the crypto equivalent of a run on the banks. Known as hodlers of last resort, they have asked users to withdraw their cryptocurrencies on January 3rd, the 10th anniversary of Bitcoin's Genesis block. Called Proof of Keys, the movement is a chance for users to reassert possession over their own holdings, as well as to force third parties to prove that they actually hold all the assets they claim. According to Trace Mayer, host of the Bitcoin Knowledge podcast and one of the main advocates for Proof of Keys, the event is designed to be a celebration. He says here the idea of Proof of Keys is to show to the crypto community that there is still control of our funds. Mayer said in the video announcement, lots of new people have come into the community. I think it's important for us to declare and redeclare our monetary sovereignty on a regular basis. I agree with them totally, man. Like, this is something we should be doing like either yearly or biannually. Excellent idea, man. This is an excellent idea. Cryptocurrency exchange Mt. Gox, which was once the venue for more than 70% of all Bitcoin transactions, lost, get this, more than 850,000 Bitcoin held in users' accounts. Worth today approximately $3 billion. Only 200,000 Bitcoin has ever been recovered in the 4 years since the hack. Although exchanges are far better managed and prepared than Mt. Gox was in 2014, there's no way of telling which exchanges are holding full reserves. If enough users withdraw their cryptocurrencies, some exchanges may be faced with severe liquidity issues. I'm loving it, man. What do you guys think? Like I said at the beginning, there were talks about and theories about this will actually cause those exchanges that don't have the coins, will cause them to go out into the open market and have to buy these tokens, causing a bid under the market and moving it up. Possibly. Can you guys think of any negative effects? I really couldn't. I mean, you can see some exchanges decide not to go out there and just fold. I don't think any of the major ones will do that. I think they got a lot more to lose than that. But yeah, you guys let me know. I remember I've been in crypto since before Mt. Gox went down. But I remember when Mt. Gox started acting really funny about withdrawals. So back then, you had to withdraw. You had to send a request in to withdraw your funds, and you had to wait maybe 2, 3, 4 hours for like them to manually say, okay, we're gonna release these funds, right? Well, toward the end of Mt. Gox, I remember it started taking 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours to get your money, and I'm like, what's going on here, people? I started to get very suspicious. On top of that, this is what I noticed. Bitcoin was trading at a premium of about 20% on Mt. Gox versus other exchanges. And to me, that was suspicious. Anytime you have it trading that high of a premium. There's some inefficiencies there, and they're trying to either lure people in to kind of shore up their deficits as far as the amount of Bitcoin they have. And so I left maybe a month before Mt. Gox actually went down. So I missed that one. I'm glad I did. I moved over to BTCE at that point, and BTCE was cool because they had more trading pairs that you could play with at that time. Litecoin, Bitcoin, WorldCoin, I think WorldCoin, Namecoin for sure, Peercoin, and eventually I think they added Dogecoin. But yeah, those were the days for sure. You guys let me know, any of your OGs in the game, let me know your thoughts and your stories about Mt. Gox. Did you get hit with it? I still get the emails though. I still get the emails about litigation and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't have anything to litigate because I moved my funds up out of there. Crypto Vest talks about EOS stages impressive recovery as users and addresses grow. During the last sell-off, EOS triggered deep pessimism, but the asset also showed it was capable of a strong recovery. So it says here, EOS managed a dramatic recovery in the past day as markets went into positive territory. The coin, which had prompted shorting and predictions of dropping to 50 cents, rallied strongly instead, gaining nearly 30% in one day. EOS reached $2.52, climbing to number 4 by market capitalization after growing by nearly 30% in the past 24 hours. Additionally, the network and user base seem to be outpacing other platforms, at least based on reported growth. EOS transactions remain above 23 million in 24 hours. The all-time high, though, was around 48.5 million as per Blocktivity data. I love Blocktivity. I show people that every time they had, got to say something about EOS is a scam coin and so on and so forth. So I dropped that blocktivity.info site to them, and I never hear anything else from them. Check it out if you haven't. It really shows the behind the curtain, behind the superficial, market capitalization and what the price is of the token. Stuff that really, to everyone else that's not in cryptos, it doesn't really matter. This shows you real activity, real throughput as far as how much capacity, how many transactions per second, all that good stuff, and it will show you a telling story. So I venture to have you guys check out blocktivity.info when you get a chance. This tweet here, it doesn't show in this browser as I'm recording, but I have it pulled up in another window here. I'm going to show you guys this tweet from a guy named Token State. He said, excluding prices, looking exclusively at active addresses and transaction counts, it has here red equals Bitcoin, purple equals ETH, and gray equals EOS. So as you guys can see down here, man, it's not even a competition. EOS in the gray area, the field area, is trumping Ethereum by a long shot. And Bitcoin is even far behind them. This shows you the real stats that you should be looking at. It says ETH has greatly outperformed Bitcoin last few years, while EOS is greatly outperforming both of them last year. Price correlates almost perfectly to these metrics. There you have it. All that FUD stuff just is ignorance. It just shows that lack of understanding of the actual technology. People say it's centralized. Well, again, when you say it's centralized, you don't understand what delegated proof of stake. It is not centralized the way it works. You need to look it up so you understand it's actually more decentralized than many of the coins that you think and networks that you think are decentralized. So again, do your homework. Don't just believe the FUD, and look deeper into this EOS project. Previous CEO of Activision Blizzard, they're starting a whole startup based solely on building console games and PC games on EOS. So, that's how we will decouple from the price of Bitcoin. All these tokens right now, EOS included, they're all coupled and correlate closely to Bitcoin because no one is really using it outside of the programmers and enthusiasts using these blockchains. So we got to see a decoupling, and when we do, that will mark the time period where blockchain is maturing, in my opinion. Back to this article though, it says here active addresses are also increasing. With EOS, inactive ones have a 3-year expiration date. The reawakening of EOS arrived after Dan Limmer gave indications he was firmly behind the project and not abandoning the network for his next startup. EOS distributed app marketplace remains the chief source of transactions and revenues. The network still aims to outrun Ethereum, chiefly on no fee structure and transaction speed. And that's a huge flaw, in my opinion, a critical flaw in Ethereum. Not only the transactional speed, but they're assuming and wanting the end user to pay to play. And in the real world, that's just not going to work. That's not going to work. It needs to be the other way around, where the developers of these dApps pay. They stake their program on the blockchain, and the end user gets to use it freely. You know, that's how it's going to have to be, and that's why I think EOS, when we do see that mass adoption come in, EOS will be one of maybe a few others, but not too many public blockchains that will do very well. Article goes on to say here, however, there are still warnings about inefficiencies. Recent research by blogger AltShiftDev shows that EOS block producers may be sitting idle. Additionally, break-even EOS prices for block producers may be above $4. So it looks like from his report, block producers are losing money right now. That's common across most of these crypto protocols at the moment. Recently, Lammer also suggested the current structure of the 21 block producers may require more rotation to avoid creating an oligopoly by allowing additional participants to take over block production. I like that idea, and I'm in the EOS governance Telegram room, and they've been talking about this for quite some time. Now, that doesn't mean that it's centralized, because every 2 minutes, all parties or participants on the blockchain can vote for the 21 block producers. They can vote for them at any point. So those 21 block producers are not locked in there. They had to bring value, add value to the network, because individuals can vote every 2 minutes to kick them out. So yeah, you guys let me know, are you a fan of EOS? I know I'm gonna get a lot of EOS hate in the comments below, but guess what? I'm not here for you to like me. I'm here to give you information on projects, companies, blockchains that I think personally are going to change the way we do business and social activities on the internet. But at the same time, I'm not going to persuade you. So it's up to you to do your own research. I'm just giving you some of the tools to do it and make up your own decision. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts about EOS making a nice bounce off of those lows. And I don't know, again, I did a video months ago. At that point, EOS has lost the least amount of value percentage wise for 2018. I'm sure that's probably the case again with this 30% pop that we saw. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Let me give a shout out to my man John Litecoin for that song request. Loving that Kanye, that old school Kanye. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Click that bell, all that good stuff. You know the routine. That's my 2 Satoshis for December 18th, 2018. I'm out of here. Holla.